This is Wildbuster, and we are doing a review of this game today. This game is an action RPG with MMO elements, much like Marvel Heroes was. It has two factions, and the factions are as follows. You have your Guardians, which are people in the blue.
The Guardians. As a Guardian operative, you were part of an elite military organization that relies on intense training and strict discipline to carry out your mission of protecting Titan against the broken. Guardian soldiers are well-equipped, organized, and are experts in delivering lethal force by any means necessary. Tasked with the duty to protect all humans on Titan, you must be willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of our future.
So that's the Guardians, and the other faction is the Abandon.
The Abandon. As a member of the Abandon, you are part of a vigilante alliance unbound from the Guardians' rigid system. Having been exposed to the planet's radiation and branded as social outcasts, Abandoned heroes did not receive the same formal training as the Guardian forces, but have instead been molded by the battles and hardships they have endured on the outskirts of Titan.
Alright.
The Guardian.
Each faction has its own classes. You have the Titan Trooper, which has a Duke Nukem skin you can put on him. You have the Wild Commando, which I think gets the Serious Sam skin. You have the Awaken, which is supposed to be a support healer type. Then you have their tank, the Iron Wall, who has a gun, sword, spear thing, and a big ass shield. Then you have the Machinery, who gets mech suits, and then the Judgment Shooter, who's basically a sniper. Now, over on the Abandoned side, you have the Vanguard Blade, which is like an assassin melee character. You have the Flame Waver, which is their version of the tank. You have the Noxus, which is their healer. And then you have the Bounty Hunter, which is basically their dual wielder like the Wild Commando is for the Guardians. And then they have the Smuggler, who is their sniper type. And the Undertaker, which I know absolutely nothing about that one yet because I haven't unlocked it yet to play it. But it's supposed to be a attacker and close quarters combat. Alright, so we're going to select my character Edith. He's a level 47 Titan Trooper. And we can show off the skill trees for that character. Right, so you have your basic isometric view, and you can zoom in a good bit here and get almost a full-on front view. It's your standard action RPG fare. Left click to move, a nice touch they added is a right-click dodge roll, which uses stamina points, which you see down here. And they have kind of like a MOBA setup with their skills. You have a Q attack, a W attack, an E attack, an R attack, and then their ultimate is on an F. So, with this character in particular, there's a nice little combo you can do. I'm set up with the EMP Bazooka, Rage, Forward Assault, and Explosive Charge. So what you're going to want to do is a group of mobs are going to come running at you. You throw down your R, then you immediately do your W. I messed that up. So you're going to want to do like this. R, into your W, into your Q, and that's going to take out pretty much the entire room full of mobs that just aggroes you when they all get clumped tight together, like this group of people is. Because look how much of this your R actually will hit. The whole group. Now, I want you to notice, if they're standing just beside it, but not quite in the flames, they're still going to take damage. You have mounts. You have crafters. Crafting's kind of a hot mess in this game at the moment. I think they need to refine it a little bit. Everything's a downgrade. Alright. So let's show you an actual fight. So we're in an instance zone. You have 30 minutes to beat it. Now see how that W attack is stunning them? That's why the RW combo is so strong on this character. But it only works with those two skills. You can actually change your skill setup. You have... See how that's an instant explosion and no fire? That's the other version of the R you can use. But you have 3 skill tab setups you can do. This is your character sheet. Several gear slots. Here's your skills. You have a passive skill. You have 2 skills for Q, W, E, R, and F. And each of these pips right here are upgrades applied with skill points. And then you have add-on mountain slots. And they cost gold to unlock. I don't have anything to put in them yet.
Please wait for cooldown.
Yeah, I'm just kind of face tanking like a boss. So, I mean, it's your standard action RPG combat system with a slight MOBA feel to it because of how the skills are set up.
Please wait for cooldown.
These refugees, you rescue them. They give you a item called a refugee's torn cloak. It's used for turning in a daily quest.
Please wait for cooldown. Please wait for cooldown.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Please wait for cooldown. Please wait for cooldown.
Now, something to note about this game is
Please wait for
there are
cooldown.
little founders packs you can buy right now. It's still an early access title. And the way they are doing monetization for the game is a bit interesting. It's kind of like how Marvel Heroes did the character releases. They're going to be adding new character classes throughout the game's lifespan.
Please wait for
And
cooldown.
if you get the Ultimate Pack, for the first year of new characters being released, you'll get all those characters unlocked automatically. Now, you will be able to unlock each character through basic gameplay. You'll grind out, I guess, a currency for them or character levels. Like currently, the 4 characters I don't have unlocked at the moment are unlocked by having 1 level 50 and 2 level 50s for each faction. So you'll either be able to buy them with cash or unlock them in game for free. While they label this game as an MMO, I have never seen more than a few people in the overworld with me at the same time. I don't know if it's an instanced overworld where after so many people get in, it creates another map for people to go to, kind of like how Marvel Heroes did, or if it's a full everyone comes into the overworld and everybody's just in different areas and I don't see them. And I'm on at weird times, so there's not as many people playing. But I do know these little combat maps like this, you'll never see another player in them. They are instanced. So if you want someone in here with you, you're going to have to invite them to your party or join their party and go in together.
Wait for cooldown.
Here is a mini boss.
Please wait for cooldown.
The animations in this game are rather nice. See if he'll do his shield kick for us. There it is.
Please wait for cooldown.
You have a vendor that'll spawn before you go into the boss, and a healer here that'll spawn before you go into the boss. And I'm fighting these three at one time. It's a nice, interesting boss fight. The intro videos could use a little bit of work. They're nothing too spectacular.
Please wait for cooldown. 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 Please wait for cooldown.
Get rid of the poisoner here. Now I only have one left to deal with. And that's a boss fight for you. All the boss fights have a similar pattern. It's usually one boss and a bunch of ads and those things that pop up around the screen, around the field. This one was just 3 mini bosses basically. Oh, I got a skill point. Let's go spend it. And then to leave after you beat it, you just click on the helicopter vehicle there and you get loaded into the hub that leads to the area. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zones you can go to. Each with their own dungeons. Dawn's Hope here is your starting point and it's your basically your base. And as you can see, we are right here. That leads to the abandons area like this. That leads to the command center. You have Jewel Crafter, Reinforcement, which upgrades your gear slightly. Armor Smith, Weaponsmith, so you can craft your own gear. Vehicle Trader. That, I believe, is a PvP arena. And then you have your Mech Engineer Trainer. Your Lionheart Instructor, which Lionheart is not in the game at all. That's going to be an upcoming class added to the game. Down here you have your Undertaker Instructor. If you go through the Dawn Hope portal here to get to the command center, that will take you to several other trainers in the game for the Guardians. This is where you get your transactions, supplies, a list of your missions that you have selected or finished. Here you can click where it says mission, see all of the missions you currently have to do. Here you can find a party. The help and the assistant aren't really doing anything right now. So, it's pretty cool. And that is the basic premise of Wildbuster. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to talk about what I think about this game. So, on a scale of 1 to 10 pugs, I give this game a solid 7. For the sheer fact, it's fun. It is a fun game. If you like action RPGs like I do, if you loved Marvel Heroes, Diablo, Path of Exile, it's fun. Now, as far as complexity to the game, it's very simple. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not being paid to do this review. I did get the CD key for free. But here's the deal. The simplicity is actually a boon. Where you had stuff like Marvel Heroes with its Omega system, then getting turned into the Infinity system, which was just a carbon copy of the Paragon system, but worse, from Diablo 3. Or you have the amazingly complex skill tree of Path of Exile, and the skill gems and builds. This, you're never going to have to worry about that. If you want something you can just get into and have a fun time with, I highly recommend this game. Because it's simple fun. It's like going back and playing old school Diablo 1, where you didn't have all these extra things to worry about. It's like playing Marvel Heroes without the Omega system and Infinity system, where you had your character, you had your gear, and then you had your skills. Well, each class in this only has 2 skills per button and a passive. And you can mix and match these up however you like. And then you have skill points you can level them up with. I want to say you get 1 skill point per level. Max level is 50. So you're going to get like 50 skill points. Then you have your gear. You have a head slot, a chest slot, legs, hands, feet, shoulders, a backpack. And over here you have your recall device, accessories, which have yet to find, tokens, which I don't know what would go there. I've, again, yet to find it. A pet slot for the pet classes, a fishing rod. I've never seen one. And then your other harvesting supplies. And you have primary weapon 1, primary weapon 2, secondary weapon. So there's not a whole lot you need to worry about. You just want to getting the best gear possible. I don't know if there are gear sets. I haven't gotten that far into it. But I have played a character from 1 to 47. Well, now 48. I have 2 more levels to go until I'm level 50. I haven't seen anybody in chat talking about sets. So I don't think at this time sets exist. You're really going to be focusing on your gear and on the best stats possible for your class and the best level gear you can get. Like this has agility 25, armor 7. You might find a piece that has crit rate. The same Erebus headgear, you might have another piece with like increased damage, increased crit rate, or a different stat altogether. Now, something that kind of drives me crazy with this game is your gear here where it says agility 25, armor 7. There's no agility stat in the game. It's dexterity. So it's a bit of a not updating to what the stats are supposed to be issue. You're still getting the 25 points to dexterity even though it says agility. Only caveats I have with this game so far is it gets very repetitive. The maps are all linear. Each dungeon you go into, there's only one way to go. There's no exploration. It's literally, you're going from point A to point B on rails, and you're just killing everything in your path. While that's not a bad thing, it does get repetitive and boring. If you don't like a repetitive game, you're not gonna like this, unless you're just hardcore into ARPGs. Do I like the game? Yes. Do I recommend the game? Yes. It's fun. And at the end of the day, all I care about is whether or not a game is fun or not. It don't have to have the best graphics in the world. It don't have to have the best storyline in the world. It just has to be fun. And there has to be some semblance of a story there for me. Which this has. Each of the classes, for the most part, feel very different. My Iron Wall feels totally different from my Titan Trooper here. Which, if you want to see what a Titan Trooper looks like without the Duke Nukem skin, there you go. Something to note, gear affects your appearance. So as your gear levels up, so does the appearance of the gear you have equipped. For example, Golden River Tassets, Golden River Jersey. Let's see if I have something different for a headpiece. Nope. Everything's Golden River.
I'm Duke Nukem, and I'm coming to get the rest of you alien bastards.
I do wish Duke Nukem had more voice lines he could say throughout gameplay. But that's Wild Buster for you, Heroes of Titan. And the game, like I said, is fun, so check it out. Definitely give it a look-see. See if it's for you. Um, you're not gonna have, like I said, anything overly complicated. It's gonna be a simple, fun game for you. I'm Darsh Pugs. Catch y'all on the flip side.